Hello, my name is Micah, and we're in a crisis of sleep. Approximately 50 to 70 million Americans are in a state of chronic sleep deprivation. According to a paper by the Institute of Medicine in 2006 titled Sleep Disorders and Sleep Deprivation, that is 21% of the 2018 population. That means statistically, 1/5 of you are sleep deprived. Americans need more sleep. I spent time researching this after investigating my own chronic sleep deprivation, leading me to discover that I was far from alone. We will be going together on a journey to discover the effects of sleep deprivation, the insidious ways in which it causes you to not even realize that it is affecting you, and actions you can take to fix your sleep. In my first example, we'll be looking at the effects of sleep deprivation in medical interns. This first example is from a small study done by Drs. Friedman, Kornfeld, and Bigger in 1973 titled Psychological Problems Associated with Sleep Deprivation. Have you ever felt more irritable than normal? Have more difficulty thinking? You're not alone. According to the study, those are the norm for sleep-deprived individuals, among other effects. Those other effects are things such as feelings of depression and derealization, which is a sense of not being in reality, poor working memory to the point of forgetting what you're saying mid-sentence, and feeling like others are watching and judging you more than normal. Can you relate to these in any way? If so, you may be a part of that 21%. My second example is from a study in 1996 called Effects of Sleep Deprivation on Performance by Pilcher and Huffcutt at Bradley University. In this study, they proved that partial sleep deprivation, which refers to getting less sleep per night than your body requires, is much more detrimental to mood, cognitive functioning, and motor function than short-term sleep deprivation, which refers to 45 or less hours of sleep, or long-term sleep deprivation, which is more than 45 hours spent awake. They found that mood was the most affected attribute, followed by cognitive function and motor function, respectively. These effects are terrible, to be sure, and are magnified exponentially by the fact that you may be unable to even realize that you are chronically sleep deprived. This leads us to my second point. In another study done in 2003 by Drs. Van Dongen, Maesland, Mullington, and Dinges, published in Sleep, Volume 26, they show that the individuals in the study were largely unaware of the cognitive impairment. This leads us to speak on sleep debt, as it were. This means that as you progress through time, if you continue to get minimal or subminimal amount of sleep per day, that the effects of sleep deprivation build. To remove yourself from these effects will take time and consistent effort to ensure that you get the correct amount of sleep per night. Even if you don't think you are sleep deprived, as we've seen, you very well may be wrong. Even 6 hours of sleep or less per night chronically is the same as staying up for 48 straight hours. These effects remain each day. As we've seen, the effects of chronic sleep deprivation are terrible, and even more so due to the inability to even be aware of them. Relate what we've talked to your own life. Think of times where you may have noticed similar effects in yourself or in others. Now, think of what you can do about them. Consider moving the TV from your bedroom, shutting the cell phone off sooner, installing a blue light filter on your computer even. Consider using the do not disturb and night modes of your cell phones or other bedside companions. Set regular bed and wake times and maintain them always, weekend or not. Try getting out of bed the first time your alarm goes off instead of hitting the snooze button, as comfortable as that is. Begin a time of winding down and relaxation to prepare for sleep. Perhaps read a book or spend more time with the families. Just something soothing and simple. I'm sure there are others that you can think of that would be even more useful in your individual lives, and please do so. You'll feel better and be better. I hope we've all learned something today, from the effects of sleep deprivation to how we can mitigate or remove them from our own lives. 1/5 of Americans are sleep deprived, but armed with the knowledge you now have, you can no longer be a part of that 21%. Thank you, and good night.